Hi, welcome to Curtis Goes Corner. Proud to live in the greatest country in the world. Unfiltered opinions, no PC discussion here. Agree, disagree, hate it, love it, it's all good. Sit back and enjoy some unfiltered commentary. We discuss politics, culture, interviews, and more. Your comments are always welcome. Please help the channel by hitting that subscribe button. Doesn't cost a thing. And as always, thanks for your support. All right, folks, welcome back to Curtis Goes Corner. I can't say I'm extremely disappointed. I can't say that I had any hopes that even if the case went to the Supreme Court, but it didn't. Supreme Court declines to hear Trump-supported Texas case over election results in 4 other states. I'm trying to defend Fox the best I can. This is not as Trump-supported. Yeah, he was for it, of course, but it wasn't about Trump. This is the part that, I'm trying to stay with Fox. I really am. Because they were the only island in the ocean for conservative people for a long time. And I'm afraid what they're turning into, or it's just, is it subtle stuff? I'm not really sure. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of Republicans that supported the case. They call it the blank U.S. Senator supported Texas case. It's just, I think it's disingenuous a little bit. And Shannon Breen's on here, and I'm really surprised because I like her a lot. The other 3 I don't know that well, but let's continue on. The Supreme Court has denied a Texas effort Friday that would essentially nullify the presidential elections in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Georgia, and Wisconsin. Not true. It wouldn't nullify the elections. All they said was this. Since it was so much irregularities and oddities in the security and integrity of the voting systems, the rules and regulations were brought down so low that nobody really knows what was legit and not anymore. And the new F word here on YouTube is F-R-A-U-D. Can't use that or the algorithm will pick it up. That's all they said. They wanted to leave it to the state legislatures in those 4 states to pick the electors. Under the electors clause, it's not real brain surgery. It wouldn't have overturned nothing. In fact, those legislators very well could have split the vote in half and Biden still would have won, which they probably would have done. That's not the point. I'm disappointed because I wanted the dirty laundry exposed. I wanted the curtain to be pulled away to show what these Democrats are really like and all the irregularities and nonsense that went on. And how the gaping holes in the system caused one of the most lopsided, unlikely results ever in the history of U.S. politics. There are so many, they call them bench weather counties, that all the rules were thrown out the window. How can possibly someone that didn't campaign at all do so well? It's a mystery. And now we're never going to find out. Now, I didn't think it was going to be overturned. I thought that still Joe Biden would be sworn in, even if the Supreme Court heard the case. But I wanted this stuff to be out for the American people to see what really happened. Now, the mainstream media, or at least the bulk of it, and Fox is edging up a little, but I'm still going to stick with them for now because, like I said, it's the date we brought to the dance, so we have to dance with her. We'll see if that was a mistake or not, but I'm going to stick with them for now. But the mainstream media wouldn't have covered all the finer points if the Supreme Court had heard this case from both arguments on both sides. All the crap that went on is never going to be exposed, at least not to the level of a Supreme Court argument. The state of Texas motion to file a bill of complaint is denied for lack of standing under Article 3 of the Constitution. The Supreme Court order reads, Texas has not demonstrated judicial cognizable interest in the manner in which another state conducts its elections. All other pending motions are dismissed as moot. The order does not foreclose any other pending or future election appeals of the Supreme Court, but time is running out. The states meet on December 14th. Justice Alito and Thomas today have heard the case without granting other relief, like issuing an injunction on electoral proceedings. They added they expressed no view on any other issue. Texas on Friday morning had filed a reply brief for the Supreme Court asking the tribunal to hear its case, and you could read the rest of it. Will they have prevailed? Probably not. But like I said, I wanted it exposed. Pennsylvania accuses Texas of seeking to decimate the electorate in a fiery Supreme Court brief. Well, you know what? I wasn't going to swear, but that's horse shit. All the crap that went on in Philadelphia of over 15,000 people in one section of Philadelphia that went in to vote and were told they already voted absentee when they didn't. Talk about decimate the electorate. Jesus. You know, I got mad in the other episode about a representative that didn't want to seat the Republicans that went along with his suit in the new Congress, and I kind of lost my temper, but it's hard with these guys. The crux of the Texas case was the argument that the four states it is suing, all four of which swung for President-elect Joe Biden, unconstitutionally changed their elections statutes in their jurisdictions or executive branches only when the legislator is allowed to make election law. The reply brief Friday says that the four states failed to adequately dispute their point that makes their entire elections invalid. Defendant states did not credibly dispute either they were changed election statutes via non-legislative means or that the Electors Caucus preempts such changes, the Texas brief says. Accordingly, Texas is likely to prevail on the merits. I thought they had a reasonable case, enough to be heard. I'm really, really surprised that the court didn't hear it. Oh, gosh. And you can read the rest of it. And, of course, they're going to pound on it now. The Trump campaign began with a series of meritless litigations. When that failed, they turned the state legislature to overturn the clear election results. Upon that failure, Texas now turns to the court to overturn the election result of more than 10% of the country. Texas literally seeks to decimate the electorate of the United States. I'm sorry, I'm going to swear again. That's horse shit. Absolute horse shit. And you can go on, read the rest of the article. I'm not going to read it word for word. I mean, it's kind of pointless at this point. And there's some legal scholars here that give the reasons why they think it didn't make it, at least to be heard. And that's the way it goes. And I'm going to leave, if there's any Democrats or progressives or leftists listening to this channel, which there probably is, and I wish there was more, actually, so we could have a reasonable discussion and argument, that you guys think you won. And you really haven't. You're going to get killed. The American people are furious. A good third of all Democrats believe there was some oddities and irregularities that happened, because you can't say the right words here on YouTube. And almost 80% of the Republicans believe the same thing. People know. It's kind of like I said in the radio interview last week when the subject came up. There's knowing and then there's proving. Just ask O.J. Simpson, and I laughed. Same thing with, I guess you can't even mention that, the presidential election of 1960. I guess you even can't say the names. This is how terrible this is now with YouTube and other social media. It's just such a shame. And the communications law was going to be corrected if President Trump had stayed. But the battle's not over. The war's not over, I should say. This battle is over. The war's not over. The next 2 years are going to be really, really, really interesting. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So, folks, don't be discouraged. Don't give up. This battle might be over, but the war still goes on. Now's the time we have to dig our trenches and just hunker in for the battle to come the next 2 years in the midterm elections. And pray God that in January the Senate Hall to the Republicans in Georgia. The eyes of the world are upon Georgia, so to speak. And the battle rate continues on, and the war continues on. And until next time, folks, goodbye, and definitely good luck.